I appreciate this talk, man. Let me ask you one thing, and I want to do a whole other live about it, but just real quick, soundbite. Why? And I never even thought of this. I've been in this sport since like '70, and I can't. Why aren't the scores up like during or after every single round so people know who's winning and who's losing? Why is it not like that like every other sport?
There's a lot of reasons for it. For every good thing that I can come up with for open scoring, I can also give you a bad
Give me one
for
bad.
open scoring. Real simple. You can get certain fighters that know that they're up in an MMA fight. They're up 2 rounds, and so they try to just be defensive and coast. And they actually stop fighting. They stop engaging, and the fight turns boring
Wouldn't a
based
yellow
upon
card take care of that?
yellow card is going to do what? You can take
Take a
that's a
fee,
warning. It's a
10%.
warning.
Give him a red card. Oh,
Okay, red card.
yeah.
Now you're taking a point.
Yeah.
But it's the point. The point is, it can actually alter the fight to where it can be bad. It can be where, it can be bad for judges themselves. You can get a judge. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you have strong judges. You have weak judges, and you can have a judge that the scores go out. He sees the scores and he sees that he's different than the other two. And so now the next round comes out and it's a close round, but actually the guy that, he's been scoring for wins the round, but he's going to give it to the other guy based upon, I want my scorecards to line up as far as 29-28, when it comes to the final score. So
I
there's
see that.
all kinds of things
I
that are
see
bad.
that one. I see that one. Yeah, that one. The
Oh,
first one, the first one I think so easy to go around that because when guys are boring, they're just not going to make as much next fight or Dana or the promoter. I don't know. The second
well,
one, yeah.
you're
I know.
talking one promotion there, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
And we're talking a worldwide sport because
yeah.
they did it in the WBC in boxing. We did open scoring. I was actually part
Really?
of that. Yeah, and it just didn't work out well. And so people look at it, and there's also other things. Sometimes you get some of the small shows, some of these international shows, you get crowds, you'll get people in that audience that are there to watch a certain fighter, and the scores go up that fighter is losing. They're not going to be happy, and they're going to start throwing a fit, and bad things can happen. And you look and you say, "Oh, that won't happen." Oh, yes, it will. There's
I can
all
see it.
kinds of things that can happen. The one thing I would look at is if open scoring is something that a commission is going to use, I do believe that it should be the promotion's opinion. It's their right to say whether they want it or whether they don't, and how they want it. Who do you want the scores going to? Do you want them going to the crowd? Do you want them going just to the trainers? Not even to the fighters, they just go to the trainers. So the trainer can then tell the fighter if he wants or not. Do you want
Good
them
idea.
going to, who do you want them going to the media members during it? The whole question, there's a whole lot of who gets that information. That's also something that needs to be thought of every time you're going to use it.
Never even thought of those options. Wow, that puts a whole other spin
There's
on
a
it.
whole other spin to it.
I
Like I
never
said,
thought of that.
I
What do you
think there,
think? What do you think we should do? Then right off the bat, I think there's been some terrible decisions. The last one,
there have.
Felder, wasn't. I don't think as bad, but I think it was pretty bad. Then the one before
It
that,
wasn't
like
bad.
I thought, yeah,
Close fight. Look, I'm going to tell you right now. I scored that fight, and
that's
I
right.
had it for Felder. I gave it
Okay,
Felder
yeah,
48-47. Okay. And I
yeah,
thought it was fairly easy to see, but I can understand. And you
I
got to
could.
figure when you're a judge and you're sitting, the one thing that we do for judges that is not fair. First off, we sit them low in a seat looking up. That's not a good view. And they only have that one view as the fight is turning and moving. They can't sit there and see. And many times the fighters turn into a position where they're both in line with the judge when the best, punch or kick is landed, or the referee moves in their way. So many times, that's why they're sitting at three opposing spots.
Yeah,
One judge doesn't see what the other judge gets to see. So, really what we need to do, and we need to, right now, the UFC, Bellator puts these little monitors there for the judges. We need big monitors. We need a nice 20 some inch monitor in front that gives that judge the ability to see that fight at all angles. They can look up when the fight's right in front of them. That will give them more information. Obviously the monitor won't have, doesn't have any kind of sound to it or anything. They hear that, live, but that would help the judges immensely.
Man, you gave me so many things to think about now. I've been touting to everyone like I knew everything. Like if you had open judging, it would be so much better, and it would be.
No, it would not.
I know, and I've been telling everyone that. Now you make me look like a fool.
Well, yeah. The other thing to think about, and this is not, everyone's going to say I'm being a hater here, and I'm not. I'm just being honest. You take a look at the UFC, which is, those are the fights a lot of people are complaining about.
Yeah.
But you got 3 judges. 2 of the spots that they put the judges in that's where the gate's at. They have at least 3 fence poles with pads blocking their view the entire time. So the judge is doing this swinging motion back and forth. They should be put in the best possible position to see the fight. I don't care what the ring card girls see, and I don't care what the media sees, and I don't care what Dana sees. If the fights are so important, then that judge should have the best seat possible and should have that open panel on all 3 sides.
A lot to think about. Hey, I appreciate you coming, man. And I miss you,
problem,
brother.
man.
See you out of your lane.
I will do that. You take care.
I hope to see you at another fight. Thanks for coming, brother. I love you, man.
Same here, brother. You take care.